stepped out of Emory University with a diploma in hand, but something inside him refused to settle for ordinary life. Born in 1968 into a wealthy California family, he had every comfort money could buy: a loving home, opportunities, and a clear path to success. Yet all of it felt empty, hollow, meaningless. Christopher longed for freedom, adventure, and a life unshackled by society's rules. Without warning, he made a decision that would shock everyone who knew him. He gave away nearly $24,000 of his savings to charity, abandoned his car, burned his remaining cash, and cut ties with family and friends. Adopting the name Alexander Supertramp, he set off across the western United States, hitchhiking, exploring, and immersing himself in the raw, unfiltered beauty of nature. He slept under the stars, foraged for food, and met strangers who would forever remember the curious, idealistic young man with a gleam in his eye. By spring of 1992, Christopher's wanderings led him to the Alaskan wilderness, a land so vast and wild that it swallowed ordinary humans whole. Here, among towering trees, frozen rivers, and endless forests, he discovered something extraordinary: a rusted, abandoned bus hidden deep in the woods. This bus, known only as Bus 142, became his shelter, his fortress, his home. It was as if fate had left it there, waiting for someone brave or reckless enough to claim it. For months, Christopher lived entirely off the land. He hunted small game, foraged for edible plants, and recorded his thoughts in a worn journal. Each day brought small victories and new lessons: the thrill of catching a rabbit, the struggle to start a fire, the eerie silence of snow-laden nights. At times he felt invincible, connected to the wilderness in a way few humans ever experience. But the wild is both beautiful and brutal. As summer passed, Christopher's supplies dwindled, and the forest revealed its darker side. Floods destroyed the trails he had used to enter, trapping him deeper in isolation. The plants he relied on became scarce, and the animals grew wary. Hunger gnawed at him relentlessly. His body weakened, and the once exhilarating solitude turned into a terrifying struggle for survival. In those final weeks, Christopher wrote in his journal with a mixture of hope and despair. He reflected on his journey, the freedom he had sought, and the mistakes that had led him to this moment. Alone in the frozen wilderness, surrounded by towering trees and endless silence, he faced the ultimate test of human endurance. In August 1992, at just 24 years old, Christopher McCandless died inside the bus, a young man who had chased absolute freedom and self-discovery, yet was ultimately claimed by the wild he so admired. The bus that had been his sanctuary became a haunting symbol of the fragile line between adventure and tragedy. Christopher's story captured the imagination of the world. In 1996, Jon Krakauer immortalized his journey in the book Into the Wild, and in 2007, it reached the silver screen under the direction of Sean Penn, with Emile Hirsch portraying the enigmatic young adventurer. Today, Christopher McCandless is remembered as a symbol of courage, curiosity, and the relentless human desire to seek meaning beyond material wealth. His story reminds us of the breathtaking beauty of nature, the allure of freedom, and the devastating consequences of venturing into the wild unprepared. Bus 142 stands as a silent monument, drawing travelers, dreamers, and adventurers, reminding them that some journeys are as dangerous as they are inspiring.